Hey everybody, you might be noticing a different background right now. I moved into college and I did not post when I said I was going to post, but here's our video. So we're gonna go over the 13 books I read in August, starting with Indigo Ridge by Devney Perry. Now I'm not gonna have any of these physical books, so they're all gonna be on the screen. You're gonna be seeing me look at my Notion where I keep track of all my reading. Now this was a 4-star read for me. Basically, we are following our two main characters. One of them moves into this town to become the top police officer. I forget the terms. I don't know how police officers work, but she's like the new captain or something. And she meets this guy who's a part of a very, very big found family, and found family is huge in this book, and it's so amazing. And this is the first to a series, interconnected series, so I'm excited to continue, and I have started the next one. Only chapter 1, but we're getting somewhere. Now this one is very it's weird. I'm having more hope for the next ones, but I think we could have slowed down a little bit in the progression of the romance. But they have a one-night stand, and then they declare that they don't like each other because this whole town does not like this girl coming in and becoming the chief of police. I think that's the correct term. And that's basically it. But we're following a mystery and a romance at the same time, and it's really fun, and I really recommend it, actually. And I had that one on my TBR for so long, and I'm so glad I got it over and enjoyed it. I don't know why I put it off for so long. My second one was Liar's Beach. Now this was a 2.75, probably being generous. Probably a 2.5 or 2. Now I was really excited for this. This is by Katie something, and I'll put it here, you can see for yourself. But I was really excited for this because I'd never heard anything about it, and it is basically following these prep school kids, I think, or now college, I don't remember which, but he is kind of posing to be one of them, but in reality he's very poor and not from a nice area and stuff like that. And somebody almost ends up dead, and it's just, I don't know, it wasn't that good. It was just a lot of dialogue, and it felt like we weren't getting anywhere. And there's such strong romances, and I'm this isn't supposed to be a romance book. It is a young adult thriller, but I recommend skipping. And summer's over anyways, so. But my next one was Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. Now this was a 4.5. We are following a friends to lovers, past tense, and a meeting again after 15 years, somewhere around there. And it is so beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. The quotes are amazing. It's very bookish. It's just so fun. But the ending, I think, definitely threw me off, and I didn't love it. But I think I loved the rest of it, but we're here for vibes anyways. My next one, I had listened to If He Had Been With Me by Nora Nowlin, and I rated that as 3. Now it's a good book. The writing is good. There are just so many flaws in it that I'm my girl wears a crown, a tiara to school every day and throughout high school, and it's what are you doing, girl? What point was she trying to make with that? But it's a friends to lovers. It's a very, very sad book. If you didn't know, I feel a lot of people know the ending. I already knew the ending before I even read it. But with this one, I don't know. It just I feel I didn't need to read it. I already knew what was gonna happen, and nothing in between really had me I don't know. But the main character was kind of annoying. Having just recently been that age in high school in a relationship, she always was oh, I can't be a writer because my boyfriend wants kids and blah blah blah, and I'm girl, do what you want to do. And I feel we didn't see that character development either, and what she actually wanted in becoming her own person. It was all social. But yeah, then I had Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. Now I had read Summer Romance by her, and I was I need another one. I love this so much. Her books are so short but so impactful. Single moms, all that. And we're following a single mom kind of falling in love for the first time since her divorce, and it was off to such a great start. I was like, yes, 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 yes. I don't even know if I want to say it, but like the whole middle of the book, the conflict, I didn't like it. Nothing. It stopped feeling like I was reading a romance, and I just don't care for it. I did not enjoy it that much, so it's just gonna sit at a 3-star as well. And then I listened to Savor It by Tara Dewitt, and 3.5, I think. I did such a bad job at listening to this. I just like kept tuning it out, and that's like completely a me problem. I rated it 3.5 because the parts I paid attention to I think were good. I think the town was fun, and the cooking was fun, and all that, but I feel like I did not give this a fair shot, so I don't know. I can't really say much more. I don't even remember. It's like he moves to this new town, and it's got a lot of trauma, and it's very like, oh, I shouldn't be dating, oh, I shouldn't be dating, and then she's trying to make her ex like jealous, and she's trying to win like a spoon festival because her name is Spoons, I think. But it's a cooking festival thing, and she wanted to win. And I think it's fake dating. I forget. Go do your own research. I did not listen to this. I don't even know why I rated it. And I read Mile High by Liz Tomford. Now, I give this a 4. I think it's a great start to the series. I'm really excited to read the other ones because I feel like the other ones are much more loved. But this is a hockey romance, and she's the flight attendant, and he's kind of like the bad boy player. And let me just tell you, I love a tattooed man. Period. I feel like that's like a thing that like we miss out on a lot in books. Like more men in books need to be clearly reminded tattooed, like the knuckle tattoos. Ooh. But what I will say about this book was like they were too happy for too long. And I will say that in so many books. Like I'm not reading a book to just get them all happy and romancy, and like no, like give me the drama, give me the angst. Like it started off so good, but it was like slow it down. Like we don't want 3/4 of the book to be about just them together. But yeah, I did still really enjoy it, and I can't wait to continue the series, and I'm actually very excited for the next one. Then I read The Bodyguard by Catherine Center. This is a 4.5. Now I will say with this, I feel like we lacked the romance so long through the book, but I was so into it. I didn't care. I loved reading the main girl's perspective. And one thing I didn't know was that this recently, I think, got on Kindle Unlimited. Now, not all of her books are on Kindle Unlimited, but this one is, so go and read it. But we're basically following this girl that's a bodyguard, and she's being a bodyguard for like this famous actor that has like this crazy old lady stalker who like knits sweaters with his face on it and stuff, and it's just really funny. It's very comedic, but she gets dumped by her boyfriend for like not being able to love and stuff like that, and she has to go move in with this man and fake date him because he doesn't want his parents to know that she's his bodyguard. And it's just like funny. It's so funny. And then I read The Sweet Spot by Trish Dollar. Now, I had never heard of this. I found it at my local Barnes & Noble, and I was like, that looks really, really cute. And basically, this girl, something very inconvenient happens to her at work, and it gets her fired. And she needs to find another job because she's a single mother, and her baby daddy is not a very big, like, help. And she's living with her mother, and she gets this job opportunity in one of, like, the Great Lakes, like, on, like, one of the islands. And for this like grumpy man. I'm making it up again. I keep telling myself it was Grumpy Sunshine. It really wasn't. But he is like a beer maker, brewer. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. And she like has to move there and all that, and it's very sweet, but I feel like we jumped into the romance. Like there wasn't any romance, and then something was all romance. But I was really just there for the vibes, and the vibes were good, and it had very good representation of like a lot of things. Like our main character is like plus size, curvy, I'm not sure, and he's got a lot of trauma, and then the single mom element, like the baby daddy trying but not succeeding element. Like there's a lot of in-depth into this book that was more sad than I thought it was gonna be. There is a trigger warning list in the front of the book if you do look into it, but no, I don't think any of it was too severe, but like definitely if those topics there are like new to you, you probably want to pass this book. But yeah, I think it was a very beautifully written book. I just wish it slowed down a little bit. And this does turn out to be the second one in the interconnected standalone books, and I kind of want to read the first one. So, because that follows her sister. So yeah. Then I read Belladonna. I got on a fantasy kick out of nowhere. I never get those. I never have like the need for a fantasy, but I'm definitely kind of in one right now. But I read Belladonna by Adeline Grace, and I rated that 3.75. Honestly, why did I do that? I think I honestly would want to change it to 4 right now. Like, looking back at it, I'm like, wait, what was wrong with it? But yeah, this one is following a romance between this girl who's like now orphaned and over 18, but she like has to like move to her like uncles, or technically aunts, like big like palace, but she recently like passed and everyone around her dies, and like she's just like known as like a curse. And the romance is with her and Death, because Death is always by her side. And okay, Death, like, period. It is like, I don't know, I think I rated it 3.75 because it felt like some things we were like going too into depth with that we didn't need to, but honestly, looking back at it, I think I was just being whiny. Honestly, 4-star. It was amazing, and I kind of want to continue it. I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to read the next one. I do, actually. I do want to read the next one, because that was really fun. And it's very dark academia, like low fantasy, but it's like very, very fun, and it is young adult. So for my young adult people, it's a great book. And the end really caught me off guard. I thought I knew it. I thought I knew it. I didn't know it at all. Okay. But the next one follows Faith, and Faith kind of gets introduced at like the very end. So we're gonna get introduced to Faith in the next one. And this also is surprisingly also on Kindle Unlimited, something I also did not know. To backtrack, Indigo Ridge is on Kindle Unlimited, and Mile High, The Bodyguard, Belladonna, and the next one I was talking about was Ricochet by Krista Ritchie. And I rated this a 2.75. I found this way more frustrating and annoying, which is disappointing, so I think I rated the first one a 4, but this one was just like, what is going on? Like, everyone just seemed super attention needy. Like, we focused a lot more on one of the younger sisters, and I just found her so annoying. But I know you're supposed to like have to warm up to these characters, so I'm still gonna continue the series and hope that like I start to understand her better. And I know they have their own series, so I feel like I'm talking too soon, but I found just everything so much more annoying in this one, and so much more graphic than the first one, and just like like a lot harder to read than the first one for me. And I don't know, but I do plan on continuing. But if you don't know what the Addicted series is, it is a romance, like a friends to lovers, but like fake dating, where they're both struggling with their own form of addiction, and I will let you find out what those addictions are so I don't get in trouble by YouTube. But it is a hard series to read, but this one, I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me. And one of the characters was like talking to like the younger sister and her friends, and like this man is over 18 years, like this is a college student talking to 15-year-old girls and giving them advice. I don't like that. That made me highly uncomfortable, and it made me like not like that character at all. And he's supposed to be like a more likable character, like he's a big part in the series, I assume, and I didn't like it. But I'm gonna continue anyways. Next one I read was The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. Now this was a 4-star for me. I definitely love all of her young adult books, but her adult books are more, like, they're just more okay. But they are short, quick, easy, fun reads. And this one, we have two people struggling to find love, and they have a one-night stand, and then they find each other on a dating app, and they're like, oh, and then they make this competition where it's like, oh, if you find love first, you can have this. Oh, well, if you can get this. And it's just like a competition. And then they're going on dates at like the same spot and times, because if their dates go bad, they can go get tacos together. And it's very fun. I did really enjoy it. It just wasn't giving me 5-star feelings. But lastly, I read Powerless by Elsie Silver, and easy 5-star. Easy 5-star. I loved this. I love Elsie Silver. I rated her first book a 4, 4.5, and then 5 and 5. So we're on a spree. And I do kind of want to finish this like really soon. Like there are 2 more books. If you don't know the series, where are you? Why are you watching this video? Like clearly you're not on BookTok. But I love her writing. I love her characters. It is a very cowboy yeehaw like romance series between like all these brothers, and this one followed Jasper, who is not one of the brothers but like was taken in by them, and then the blood brother's cousin. So it was like they kept making fun of them for being cousins, which was like weird. I don't like that, but like it was still, I just had to push it aside, ignore it. But this is like childhood friends to lovers age gap kind of. And that's like one thing I didn't know was like this was a little age gappy where like he started falling for her when she was like an adult, but it's also like you've also known her since she was 10. It's odd. It's not that far apart of age gap. Like I think it's like 6 years or something. Like as adults that's perfectly fine, but like again I just had to kind of ignore it. I'm like, I know she's not trying to make it seem like he was into her when she was a teenager. Like I know that's not the point, but yeah. But I still loved it. The Childhood Friends Lovers was so good. The Runaway Bride, it was so good, and I can't wait to continue. And I'm pretty sure I know which one the next book is. But yeah, then after this series, I really want to read the series that is like just re-released by her, and then I'll get into like the Wild Eyes series. Like I want to read everything by her, and it is hard for me to keep continuing interconnected standalones and stuff like that. But like this one, I'm eating up. And I'm gonna eat up every other one. Like I'm breezing through this series all of a sudden. Like I'm ready for the next one, but I'm giving it a little break. And that is all for this month. That is a total of 13 books. Now as a college student, I'm a week into September and I'm just about to finish one. So we're gonna be slowed down a little bit now, but it was fun while it lasted. I feel like I left a book out of here. I definitely did. I read Shatter Me. Can't. I have the author right there, but I can't. I think it's Tafa Mafi or something like that. And I think I rated it a 4-star. I really enjoyed it, way more than I expected I would. I was very iffy about going into this series, but we're following this girl with a lethal touch, and she's kind of like imprisoned in like the psych ward, and I'm loving Adam, and everyone's saying like it's like the same thing as Akatar. It's like, oh, you're gonna love him now. And I'm like, what happened? It's like Aaron Warner in this book. I'm like, man, you're kind of pushing it. But this is a young adult dystopian series, and I have the next novella book. So I have the next novella in front of me, but it's 2 novellas, so you read one of them, read Unravel Me, and then the same novella book has the next one after that. But yeah, I'm ready to continue it. I love it. I just bought the other books like 2 days ago, so I'm ready. Yeah, but that is all for this month. I'm pretty sure that's all I read, and if it's not, input me now. But alright, bye guys. Let me know what your favorite read of the month was. Mine was definitely Power Lids. But yeah, bye.